A common question I get is, Jeff, how do I find a mentor? How do I find somebody that's willing to show me how to do the right things, or more importantly, prevent me from doing the wrong things? And for me, I got kind of lucky in the sense that my mentor, my initial mentor, was the financial advisor that hired me. I was an intern that turned into a part-time job, that turned into a full-time offer. And the guy that hired me turned out to be the top producer in the office. In the financial planning world, there's a term or a certain level of success called a $1 million producer. And it's pretty hard to accomplish, and this guy did it. And this is a guy living in Southern Illinois. So we're not talking like a huge metropolitan area, and he was able to hit that several years. And this was the guy that I got to work with and be around on a consistent basis. Now, if you don't know my story, like, my dad was not an entrepreneur. He didn't even have like any investments at all, struggled with debt. And I didn't really have anybody in my family that was able to mentor me, and basically went until like I was in my early 20s before I got this internship and was able to connect, you know, with this financial advisor. I can't tell you how valuable it was to be exposed to his work ethic, his drive, what he did every single day, how he did his stuff every single day, his routines, and how he defined success, and just the time and the energy that he put into having the success that he had. And I was so grateful for that, and just for that whole experience. And I think through that whole experience, it showed me, like, what does it take to be able to find a mentor, and what should you be looking for? And here's just like 4 things that I want you to consider. Number 1 is, you don't want to ask a stranger. You don't want to ask somebody that you don't really know, or I guess most importantly, they don't know you. Maybe it's somebody that you know, that you follow. It could be an author, it could be somebody you follow on Twitter, somebody's blog that you read, their YouTube channel. But if they don't know your story, then it's just kind of weird asking them to be your mentor. Because for someone to be your mentor, like, that is a very close and personal relationship. And just to go ask some random stranger, will you be my mentor, you're putting that person in kind of an uncomfortable position.
Will you be my friend today?
I know that all successful businessmen, entrepreneurs, all successful people understand, like, how much time it takes to properly mentor somebody. So if you're going to ask a complete stranger that they don't really know you, it's hard for them to want to invest energy, time, resources into you, because they don't know you. They don't know you from Adam. So why would they want to do that? Just because they're feeling good? I mean, maybe you get lucky, but chances are you won't. I think the second important thing is that you want somebody that's relatively close to you, like somebody that you can meet in person. Maybe you don't have to meet with them like every single day or like once a week, but somebody that you can actually go and connect with on a fairly consistent basis. Now, I'm not saying that you can't have some sort of online mentor. Like, I've been in plenty of online mastermind groups. I've seen people do that, but there's nothing that compares to actually being able to meet with that person in person, to be able to press flesh. And there's just so much more that comes out of that. Be able to sit across from the table from that person and just really dive into whatever you're struggling with, your challenges, whatever you're trying to accomplish. All right, the third thing I want to say is, the one thing that you don't want to start with when you are trying to find a mentor, like, I totally agree that you need to just, go all in with it. But what you don't want to say is this: can I pick your brain? I tell you, like, that's one of the biggest pet peeves that I get when people ask me, can I pick your brain? Because how I interpret that, and I've talked to other successful entrepreneurs that also feel this, when you're saying that to whoever that you're asking that to, you're basically telling them, hey, I want to use up your time because I need something from you. I want to be able to pick your brain because you have something that I need.
All right, we're gonna do it the Scanner way. I'm gonna suck your brain dry.
So you're really making it very much you focus instead of focusing on them or focusing on a relationship. I love this video with Steve Harvey where he's talking about how to find a mentor, and he says something like, you want to go into that relationship, that finding that mentorship where you're not looking for something.
Most people that I know that are successful don't have a problem with teaching you how to fish. Now, if you over there looking for a fish sandwich, you got a problem. And most people think, and they tie their success based on, well, if I ever meet this guy, or if I ever meet this woman, or if I ever meet this particular person, they can help me get to the next level.
All right, that really ties into the last point that I want to make. Number 4 is you want to provide value. Can you provide value in some way, somehow? Gary Vaynerchuk, was talking about this on his video when he talked about how to find a mentor.
And the other way to do it is to provide that person value first. The amount of people that hit me up for mentorship, where they hit me up, D-Rock, right behind the camera right now. Hey, I want to make a long form piece of content for you on me, Cloud and Dirt, link it up. What that led to is what we have now. I mean, I'm baffled by people's lack of paying. You want something so amazing from somebody, which is their time and their energy, and your opening question to that person is, hey, can you give it to me? That is insanity. How do you provide value?
So I love that clip with Gary and his video producer, D-Rock, whatever his name is. The guy was wanting mentorship from Gary. So did he email him and say, hey, Gary, can I pick your brain? He said no. He's like, I want to make something for you. I want to give you something. I want to offer something of value. There's a lot to be learned in that. So if it is an author that maybe you want some mentorship, buy their book. Leave a review on Amazon. Leave a video review of their book on Amazon. If they have different products that they offer, buy their products. If they have a mastermind program that's paid, pay for it. Don't expect to get something for free. Go into it expecting to offer something, some sort of monetary compensation for their time. New York Times bestselling author Michael Hyatt is someone I've looked up to for quite some time. And for a few years, he had what was called his inner circle, which was his private mastermind group. I wanted mentorship from Michael, and one of the ways that I found that I could get that was paying the fee to be a part of his inner circle. I mean, it was not a drop in the bucket. It was by far the most I've ever spent on any sort of coaching or mastermind program, but it was Michael Hyatt, and this was a guy that I looked up to. This is a guy that I respected, so I was willing to do that. So I was willing to offer value to him. I was willing to pay for his time to get that mentorship that I craved from him. That's it. That's my 4 tips for finding a mentor. But I think at the end of the day, the one thing that you gotta do is you gotta ask. You gotta be willing to step up, be brave enough to ask, is this person willing to mentor you? Because guess what? If you don't ask, you never know. All right, hope you enjoyed this Wealth Hack Wednesday tip. See you next week, all. Peace.